and we're going live right now. I think we're live, maybe. I don't know if we're live. Let me refresh.
Hi people of the internet on Cyrie's channel. Oh, I just got the notification
Hello,
through my
people
phone.
of the internet.
I think we're live.
Now I see it.
And we're going live right now. I think we're live.
I
I
have
got the
2
notification
weeks to
through my
live.
phone.
Alright. Let me copy.
It's alright.
What is this? Is this it? Okay, this is it.
Hey, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna open it up in another browser just so I can keep an eye on chat myself as well. But just in case you can keep a watch on it or something. You don't have to, but it'd be helpful.
I will say I see a black screen bar.
Yeah, it should be a black screen at the moment. Ah, there we go. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong fucking chat. I had last stream open. I didn't do it. Nice pyrotechnics. Let's see. Load up the demo here in a second. Now you should actually see something on screen. Well, when it gets there.
Yep, I see it now.
Turn the volume down on this shit. It's like game volume still too loud. It's kind of annoying. Maybe I just need to turn my volume down. It's like really loud in my ears. This isn't exactly the same demo. This is like an updated version since the second one. There's been so there's like the release Armando, and then there's been another update to it. This will be the third update when it gets released. So a few more things, and that includes a time trial that's currently work in progress. Also, there's been a few changes, like there are now graphics settings, at least basic ones. Like classic is the default, but then you have emulated, full resolution, anti-aliasing, like dithering, the clips turned off. Also, there's been some changes to the dialogue, just a little bit of stuff. So there's like conditional stuff now.
Hi.
Hey,
Hola.
Greg. Streaming finally.
Hello.
Hey.
So now when you talk to certain NPCs more than once, they'll have something different to say, or depending on what you've done, they'll have something different to say. Balloon chests also got reworked slightly to be wooden and have a more of a popping sound. There's been some more textures added to the level, some more lighting in this cave here in particular. Wood textures got redone. There's been some additional ones to break up some of the level, add some variety like the icicles there. She'll always say this until you go actually kill the snappy or whatever. So there was this update to the Whirlwind, or the updraft, as I like to call it for this. Although it was technically in the last update. Let's make sure the sound actually plays when you're traveling up it, not just at the bottom. It's a bunch of changes in the last update. I didn't do a video on it just because it seemed like there'd be a point to it.
Yeah, check. I can't see this right now because echo.
No, I just had it paused and open in another window, but muted as well.
I'm just saying a bunch of the updates and the sound stuff I haven't played the most recent version.
It was sound stuff, but then there was also gameplay stuff, like her turning radius was getting faster, her screech range and spread and length and duration was increased, and also you could use it faster now. Like the delay between using it is shorter.
Yeah, you basically made it reignited.
Not exactly. Well, maybe.
Where's that echo coming from?
So, Sai, are you gonna post the soundtrack on... Wait one sec.
What? What'd you say?
No, I'm sorry.
He died.
He muted himself for some reason.
He died live?
He asked if you were gonna post the soundtrack on something. I didn't hear what he
Yeah,
said.
that's what I'm
though.
saying.
I
Like,
think YouTube.
he asked the question and then died.
But yeah, no, I don't.
Did I?
Not you. Evan popped in.
No, he's still here.
Oh,
He muted
he
himself.
just fucking died then. Hold on a second. Hey, I have to turn him back even when he gets back because he's like really loud on my end.
I mean, he asked something about, are you gonna post the soundtrack on something?
I know, but then he just disappeared. So.
Oh yeah, because if he's not there, it's pointless to answer.
It's like now this conditional bit of dialogue or whatever now is now it doesn't say like, oh, thank you for helping us out or whatever automatically. You have to actually get everything to level 100% before she'll say that. I missed that freaking relic again. There's also a bunch of performance stuff that was done in the previous update. Like, most things disappear at a certain distance. They don't show anymore. That helps cut down on performance stuff. Like the NPC pop in and out from a distance. Stuff like containers will as well. Same thing for the relics. The sparkle will always show, but the actual relic model will disappear at a certain distance. Much like Spyro with the gems. I just didn't come over here at all. Damn. I didn't get the essence either, did I? Nope. Wow.
Hey, Ratchet.
Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. I was gonna ask, Sai if he was gonna post the music on Game Jolt once the game was finished.
Maybe. I don't know.
Alright.
It depends, to be honest.
Is there a new effect when you get the essence, or have I just not noticed that before?
What do you mean?
I don't know, it just seems like there's a colorful particle effect. That,
That's always
like,
been there. It's always.
Huh.
Now, if I go all the way
Nice.
back here, she should say something different now. Because conditional dialogue is be in the new update, as well as these new textures and new lighting fixes and stuff. And the time trial mode, finally. It's supposed to be in there from the start, just ran out of time. Now she says thank you for all your help. Okay, now I'll show you guys what the time trial mode is looking like so far.
Time trial mode?
Yeah, there's a time trial mode.
Awesome.
Just gotta load up the other thing.
So is there going to be any replacement to money bags
No.
or bags in your? Oh, okay.
Whole lot of nope.
The bags are gone.
So the time trials, the way it works is you have 360 seconds counting down from the start, which is 6 minutes. If you finish it with more, or if you finish it with 180 seconds or more remaining, it's a gold medal or a gold trophy. Once those are implemented.
Like how you named them Snaphead.
Oh, that's right. That fast doesn't like your game. Forgot about that.
And then I think silver is anything above 90 seconds, but below 180. And then anything below 90 seconds, but above, like, 0, obviously, is bronze.
So, will all the levels have time trials in them, or like some of them have one, or is this just for the demo?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest.
Alright. I think time trials would be a nice replacement for the mini games in this.
This is another example of the conditional dialogue. Wasting time, I see. In this mode, the time trial mode, the only NPC is Snaphead at the start there, who will give you the trophy at the end, or restart you if you lose.
By the way, that's a really cool font.
What?
That's a really cool font for
What
the
font?
text. For the dialogue.
Oh, it's the same it's been for like forever.
No, I know.
No, but
I
it's like
just
this.
yeah. It's cool. I just never said it until now.
FYI, for anybody watching the stream, gold is going to be really fucking difficult to get. Just heads up on that. It's really hard. But
Good thing I suck at video games.
Good, I wanted that. I was like begging for that.
It's the best trophy, but it's gonna be really hard. But I guess that's sort of the point of it. On some like crash time trial shit.
Yeah, I like the idea of that, of having like kind of like a mix between like a crash with the time with a crash like time trial, but then you also have Spiral with just the general gameplay.
Still don't get.
I really
What
want to
part
try
about the snap do you not get, Armando?
I really want to try finishing the Jolly Land fee and using like the Proteus kit or something. Because I actually have that that VST or whatever.
What program do you use to make your
FL
I
Studio.
need to add sounds to when you bonk on stuff like this. Eventually I will.
Just so you know, like the base version of FL is like $100. Also, Sai, I think you missed the very first link chest.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I usually don't really buy any programs that are like super expensive. Like I didn't really spend money on Vegas or anything like that.
Well, I'm usually against pirating stuff unless somebody else pirates it and gives it to me.
Secondhand
each
pirating.
their
Nice.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm not the one who pirated it. They just gave it to me so I could get something.
Is it really pirating if like a friend like gives you? Like,
I mean, it's the
a download for a
exact
movie
same
that they
concept.
made?
Really.
Not really. Oh.
The whole concept of pirating is a copy of something that you didn't pay for. So technically, no matter how you got it, if you didn't pay for it, it would be considered
Yeah, no, I know.
pirating.
That's true.
Unless it was like gifted to you specifically, but that specific version gifted to you was paid for at some point. I don't know.
I mean, you could technically say the same for like, let's say Actually, no, that sounds dumb. I was about to say like something like a game developer gave someone like a copy of a paid game or something like that.
No, but that's the thing, that they gave them that, which is different.
Yeah, it's different to give somebody download code for a game than it is to give them like the files of the game without some of the transaction to it.
I mean, I figure as long as I'm not selling my stuff, it's fine.
Yeah, as long as you're not like sharing it around and stuff like that, it should be fine. For me, if I pirate stuff, I usually just do it. I don't tell people about it. It's like pirating music for me. Like it's not like it's not something. It's something that almost everyone does at some point in their life. It's like everyone pirates music, basically. And then
all 1,000.
I've pirated music in groups.
I need to put a new sound in for that as well.
I mean, if I like music enough, I like buy it. That's like the point of like vinyls and CDs and stuff. Is that like if you listen to the music online or something, then you have that option to buy it and kind of like have a collection of the music. Same with movies, kind of like buying like steelbooks for movies and stuff.
So, Sty, did you actually make the time trials like possible?
What do you mean?
Did you actually make it possible to do an 100% in under 180 seconds?
Yeah, you could do it with 180 seconds left. I've tested it a couple times a day. I ran it, and I could get it. It's very difficult though, so most people are not gonna get gold. But that's kind of the point of it being like a challenge like that.
So I feel like that rewards people who speedrun the game or know the game inside and out.
Yeah, essentially, it's like Crash's time trials. Like you complete them, but good luck getting platinum on some of them. Like like that kind of.
I've only ever gotten what's the blue relic? Is that like I don't know what the blue relic's called.
The blue relic.
Is it the emerald relic or some shit? I think it's like the gem relic. I don't know.
It's the blue one.
Yeah, just the blue relic, and then there's silver, gold, and platinum.
So wait, Sai, have you implemented actually getting the trophies yet?
No. So right now, what's going on is that like you can run the time trial, and the timer will stop once you've completed it or whatever. You can talk and have the dialogue at the start about the time trial and it explains. There's just like a little bit left to add.
Yeah, I suggest not like connecting the game online with like Game Jolt to get achievements. Try to like implement them in game somehow.
Like some sort of skill point system, like Spire had.
I probably just have my own achievements built in. It would be really difficult.
Yeah. Because like, don't you need to be online to get achievements in most consoles and stuff?
Yeah.
I think so. But I don't know that I care enough to make that like a thing for this.
Yeah, I think he's saying to just not do that and to have them built into the game.
Yeah.
Sai should have like a Dan Johnson type thing in this Awaken, but with like someone else, like Zera or something.
Wait, what am I doing?
No, I said you know how, like the Dan
distance at all
Johnson
right
thing.
now.
Sort of... What?
So I can't judge this distance. I'm trying to do the skip on because the field of view I turned it up, which is a mistake.
Oh no, I was saying like there should be like a Dan Johnson thing. You know, like Dan Johnson, like the snowman and everything, like interaction playing games and stuff. And like I was there was a poster of him in like Dino Mines and Spire 3 and everything. He's like a running joke, like the running gag in Insomniac. He's like in all the Ratchet & Clank games and everything.
You know what would be funny is if you put like the cease and desist as like a reflection in the ice somewhere.
Oh yeah, that actually. Like, or just like framed on a wall somewhere.
I'll probably stick it in somewhere.
That would actually be a good idea.
Yeah, maybe you can maybe like how they have like kind of like how Toasty they have like the different paintings on the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
You could like do a painting on the wall.
I don't want it to be obvious. It'll probably be some like hidden thing that you got to like fly around a random secret cave to find or something like that.
Maybe we can put it out of the map and like intentionally kind of put a skip or something there. So like if people do it, then they'll see it.
Rip stream.
Stream
The
died.
stream turn off? Oh yeah, the stream just died.
Yeah, the stream's
Oh,
dead.
that's beautiful. OBS.
Side
What,
just
what
gave
have you done to me?
Yep, no, it just
You
gave
don't even
up.
have my shit internet.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's happening. Why?
Oh, so
It's back.
Ratchet,
Is it back?
DM me what you thought of
Yep.
the song.
Okay.
Well, if you
back.
could listen to it. that is.
Is it this fucking
I
stream?
gotta throw this. I just had Zaxby's in my room.
How health can we show? I'm looking back.
Okay, what is Zaxby's anyway?
This stuff in the chat.
The chicken place.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, can you hear me, Gabe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's starting to load now. Or it doesn't say it's offline anymore.
Oh, it's back up. Not a whole lot interesting happening, but it's back up.
Yeah, somebody in chat asked if this would ever be on like any consoles.
I have no idea. It looks like
No.
so out.
I hope so.
So far out in advance.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Switch controller actually feels really good.
Yeah, I still don't get why people are complaining about the controls. I've always found them great.
Yeah.
They're really smooth and it never feels like it. Like, there are a lot of things, a lot of games I've played where it's like, you die or something and it doesn't feel like it should have happened. But this is one of those games where it's like, yeah, it's your fault. If you messed up, that's your fault. It's not the game's fault.
Although I will say sometimes it's like it's one of those things of like there's a learning curve where you're gonna have to like play for a while to get used to some things. To be able to not die, like it is a matter of like get better, but at the same time also in order to get better, you're probably gonna have to fail a bit, just because
this game
getting used to different
this game
mechanics.
controls this game controls better than Spyro in my opinion in terms of like how snappy the controls are, to like how you control it, because with Spyro it's kind of like you have to always turn yourself around when you're going forward, or it takes a bit to like adjust yourself, because like I think it's mainly because the resolution, because it's harder to see what's around you. All this says like a high resolution, the controls are, you know, it has a higher frame rate and stuff like that, so it's a lot easier to actually like control, actually do play with.
Why is there such a big complaint that like it's too easy to turn around? You turn around too quickly.
No, that was the thing. There was a complaint earlier. Like there have been complaints previously at the initial release that she was too slow to turn, and then I got a complaint now that she turns too fast. And it's like I increased it by like a single.
The controls are too fluid.
The controls are too good. Make them worse.
Make them worse. If you want to have something to complain about, your game is too good.
It's too easy to play.
Is
Gonna make it shit.
Is that a timer glitch where it just stops?
Oh no, it's just because I don't have the rest of the time trial mode implemented. Normally, like that would go away off screen, and then like you would get a cutscene thing of you getting whatever trophy tier you got. So like for this one, I would get silver for 107 seconds. I didn't finish with at least 180 remaining, so gold's out of the question. But I finished with over 90 seconds remaining.
Why don't you just make it count up like in Crash Bandicoot?
Nope.
That seems confusing because you don't know, like, if you play it first, you don't know like what time it's going up to.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why.
I'd rather
that's
it
why
count
it hasn't
down.
listed.
It's pretty clear that if it counts down.
Yeah, but it means that if you do a really slow time, then you can't put it in the record. Like at least with like Crash, that if you have a really shitty time, you can still put it in the record. It can still be you still know what time you got. But if it like counts down to 0 and it's like, oh no, you're too slow, then you can't even submit that time.
Well, no, because it wouldn't even be a bronze, so of course you wouldn't submit it.
Yeah, I know, but it's still good. You know, it's still good to see, you know, what their time is, even though it's really slow. Like there's a reason why they did it that way, and the same as in CTR as well.
Oh, I don't like it counting up at all. I would much rather it count down.
Well, if it counts down, you can see how much time you have left. Like, if it's counting up, then you can only see, like...
Yeah.
You can.
But how much is left for
thing unless it
bronze?
tells you.
No, but you only see how much you have left for bronze. You don't see how much you have left for the other one.
What do you mean?
Like the countdown timer, it doesn't show you like how much time is left to get silver or gold. It only shows how much time is left before you get bronze.
That's
No, it
because
doesn't.
What? No, before you
No.
fail.
No, the timer is if it hits 0, you fail. You don't get bronze past that point. You just fail.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's only showing you how what's your time to get bronze. It's not showing you
No, you
what time to get silver or gold. It's
yes, it
Because
is.
well, first of all, it tells you how long.
Yeah,
you
it tells
have
you how many
until it cuts
seconds you
out.
have to get in order to get
maybe
it
Before,
gold or
like the
silver.
The what's it? The
I mean,
turtle.
maybe Sonic could add like little trophy models to the screen every time you get to like a certain time. Like maybe if
No, you do get a trophy model. It's gonna show up at some point.
yeah.
So like, right here, Snap that talks to you at the start. I don't know if you're watching Ratchet or not.
no, I can't watch.
So, let's explain. If you want gold, you need to finish with at least 180 seconds remaining. It's counting down, so you know if your time doesn't have at least 180 left, you didn't do good enough for gold. And if it's less than 180 seconds, but more than 90, you'll get silver. Anything less than that before 0 is bronze. If you don't make it at all before the time runs out, then you have to restart.
I thought there was a screen share in this.
There was, and I was using it earlier, but it was a pain in the ass, and some people can't see on
Mobile.
yeah, doesn't work on mobile very well.
Also, mine just entirely broke, and it was black screen.
Yeah, DJ couldn't see it at all anymore.
No, I haven't played Reignited in like a little
Not your conditional dialogue. What's the check for that? Is it just how many times you talk to them?
No.
Because I noticed I just completed the first. I 100% it, and then after I 100% it, I did the first talk to the last one.
Yeah.
And that one basically said, find the rest of what's missing. I was like, what? So that one, as if I needed to talk to him twice to like literally look at the dialogue that you set up for it.
That might just be logic bug on my end. I'll have to figure out.
Because it's basically like a statement said that, you know, as if I didn't 100% it, even though that was the first time I talked to him.
Okay, so I think all I need to do there is there's another bowl that's like already talked.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Yeah, so I didn't set that one, I guess. Which is on me for getting a logic part of it.
This is a very Spyro sounding croc track.
Because I noticed I talked to him again, and yeah, it was good.
Wait, what is?
The croc music Ratchet put in. I think it's just because the organ that's in the track. It sounds like the Spyro organ.
By the way, if you guys, like, Cinder, are you able to hear everybody at the call on the stream, or is it just me? One of those streams where I'm talking to myself for 2 hours.
I can hear people. I can hear people talking.
I
Alright.
need to.
Certainly a cool song though. I think I actually DM'd that to him and was like, "This kind of sounds like Spyro."
Yeah,
And then
it's
he
just
I like it.
organ.
Yeah, I can hear you in the live stream.
I think it's a nice touch.
Oh yeah, also the instrument being, also the piano instrument being used.
A little silent.
That's
That's
very
probably
Spyro
just
sounding.
mine. My setup.
I'd do that.
This is a really good track. I like this.
Me too.
Cool.
I think it's just like the spooky kind of synth that they use. I think that's just kind of like what differentiates it a bit. Oh yeah, the drums are also really similar to Spyro. Yeah, back to what I said about Reignited. Like the game is just like there's something about it. I just didn't want to play it after I played it. I played through it once. Like I played through Spyro 1 and 2. I just don't want to play 3. 3 I just want to stay far away from. But like after I played Spiral 1 and 2, I didn't feel like 100%ing it or trying to 100% it. Like there's something about it that just feels like boring compared to the original. I think it's just, I don't know, something about it just feels like, it feels kind of lifeless when I play it.
I don't think it's boring, but I did not like the controls out of it at all. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog. It's too easy to die in some of the answers.
Ratchet accidentally added gameplay into the music.
Oh, I've gone boom again.
We just need a whole bunch of people to skip it.
Either that or Cinder can skip it.
Cinder, help.
But I have the bot muted, so I didn't even know what was happening. So I didn't want music playing during the stream. There was copyright strikes. Yay! This is looking like
copyright strikes are becoming even worse now because the detection bot is just terrible for YouTube.
Oh, it's always been awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend made an original track for his YouTube channel, and it legit got copyright strike by some random company, and the track sounded like really nothing like the one that was copyrighted. It makes no sense because like the bot, I don't know if it's a bot or if the companies strike it themselves.
Oh,
if they have like.
Got silver! Yay! I did so badly that run.
Will there be some sort of like platinum trophy kind of thing, or a trophy that's like past gold?
For now, probably not, because gold is like easily the hardest right now. I don't think I can add another tier to this. Like there would be like any tier after the gold time rate on this challenge would be impossible.
That's basically impossible, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would really get that. This we
2
have to
seconds.
Be like, you'd have to beat it with like, I don't know, like a minute and a half out of the 6 minutes. Like you'd have to beat it in a minute and a half, which is just not gonna happen.
What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
Oh, I don't know. You're moving, like you're just standing there moving the camera around. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who just runs around after like beating the game.
Fucking slide physics is so broken.
But are you gonna use any of this stage for the final game? Like, are you gonna use any of the level design or?
Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'd like to. This is like the first level I'm actually pleased with how it turned out. It actually feels proper compared to the other ones we did before.
Yeah.
So. Oh, vomit.
Like when I first finished the Jollyland track, I was excited to see what Sai would do with it, and I'm just kind of like, whatever. I don't care if I mix it into Miss Awaken at this point, it doesn't matter. Which I think is really funny, because when I came into the server, my like life goal was to be in Miss Awaken, and now I'm just like, whatever. I don't care.
I really like the skybox in the stage.
I think it's a modified Spiral one.
Yeah. Next version of the demo is going to include like the conditional dialogue, some texture changes, updates, like the sign got updated and like the wood is redone and there's textures like on the inside of here and then like icicle textures and various little varied things. And then it's also has some general fixes for performance that I missed out on.
The ice texture that's on that sign reminds me of like when you get those big bags of ice. That kind of looks like that.
So at the moment it's in one build, but not for exporting. There's not a way to switch between the scenes at the moment.
Some guys asking about the theme of the hubs.
The theme of the hubs?
I think some people were trying to make assumptions that each was based
there
on
is
like
no
an element.
theme. Yes, it's elements, obviously.
The hubs are based off of... Well, this is the thing. You're both right. Like, it's elements, but it is also the bosses. But it's the bosses' elements. The bosses were picked because of their
they're mythological creatures,
both.
and then they
So it's based on both mythological creatures, but also the element of said creatures. So Sky Citadel for Griffin, Kraken for Brainy Deep, Cerberus for Inferno Caverns, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, I can see that now.
I was trying to get Cyrides to like put a level in each world that kind of fits with the theme. Like even if like he doesn't want to do that.
No, because it'd be weirdly inconsistent to just have one of the random levels just be like, oh yeah, this fits with the theme. None of the others do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like...
I'd rather do it like Spyro 2 and 3, where it's just like the hubs are connected and all that kind of shit. And, you know, they're themed how they're themed, but then, like, you walk through, you know, a gateway or a portal or whatever you want to call it, and it's like, holy shit, you never know where it's going to take you, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to limit it to
Spyro 1, they had some stages that looked
shit.
identical to the, they almost looked identical to the,
Also, I think it'd be really boring visually to do that, because you already have the home world that looks that way, and then you
reused
have
assets for 5 different worlds.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It makes it kind of hard to tell different stages apart from each other.
It would be very Spyro 1-like, which is
at
fine
that
and all,
point you
but...
wouldn't need. At that point, you wouldn't need to have portals. You would just have like.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
It's all
Like, the
one
hub
physical
worlds
math.
are already gonna have, like, you know, a theme or whatever, and then the boss realms are gonna also be themed around the same kind of stuff that fits with the hub world itself. So it's like, technically there already will be one that matches up with each, but it's the boss's area that does, rather than just like a full-on realm.
So are you gonna have it to where every time Zera is hit, she like loses like gem collecting strength, kind of thing, like Sparks?
I thought about doing something to where she would like lose the ability to automatically collect stuff, but I don't know. I haven't been able to really test or implement it because I've been working on this level and it's the damage sources at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Damage, she's still gonna change color, right? Like her
probably. It's just gonna be like, I'm gonna have to test and see what looks best for stuff like that.
What song is this? This is beautiful.
So, if there are any like
Sorry, I'm not looking
skips...
around much. I'm looking at the chat.
Somebody said Zera's gonna make America great again.
There won't be a 5th element homeworlds. The way the story and everything's planned and everything's worked out, it's like, we actually cut down on the amount of realms that were supposed to be in each homeworld because we wanted the scope to be, you know, manageable. So I would be very much against adding in a 5th homeworld for story and, like, content reasons. Like, it's just asking for trouble. Would not expect to see a 5th homeworld of any kind. Probably not any, like, quote-unquote DLC either, as far as that kind of stuff is concerned. I probably, once this is done, just
DLC?
make something new, like do another game or something. Start immediately working on like a sequel, or I don't know. There's not gonna be DLC. There won't be any like bonus homeworld thing or something. Like a 5th entire homeworld. Like it's pretty self-contained.
So if there are any like skips in the game that people find that aren't like game breaking or anything, are you gonna keep them in the game for speedrunning and stuff like that, or are you gonna?
Yeah. I mean, are you watching the stream right now?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, I saw that one skip that you found.
That skip's been there the entire time, and I'm not removing it just because it's difficult to do, and most people don't usually know about it. If they do, they don't know how to do it. It's only really useful for like any percent, anyways. It's completely useless in 100%. So
Yeah.
it's gonna benefit like 2 people ever.
Yeah, like also like kind of also patching skips and stuff like that is a bit of a pain in the ass for people who speedrun the game and kind of learn.
That's the thing. I wouldn't patch like just little skips like that. Like I would patch stuff it was actually like breaking the game and like happened unintentionally. Like if it's one thing if it's like an exploit that you can take advantage of, like this ledge right here. It's another if like you just suddenly fall through a wall or like go over here and like
or someone found like an
dumb
equivalent
shit,
to
like
the double jump or something
like if it's an exploit, that's one thing. If it's a glitch and it's problematic in other aspects and you're not intending to do it and it just kind of happens sometimes, then it's a problem and it's gonna get wiped out.
Oh yeah. Also, people you don't always have to download the updates and stuff like that. It's not like you're forced to download the updates. So if people want to have those exploits and do like pre-patch kind of stuff, then they can.
Well, yeah, there's other versions and stuff. So, and like it would be a while before an update would come. And like I said, it wouldn't be patching exploits generally unless it was something that was actually legitimately a problem and it just needed to be patched, couldn't be left alone. Which,
yeah, it feels like a Enter the Dragonfly thing where you like go into like this like one little area and it like teleports you to the final boss kind of thing.
So, Sai, do you think there's any chance of me becoming a composer for Myths Awaken? And not just on the demo, but like...
I don't know. Honestly, I'm still waiting to figure out stuff. Like with Metrum and all that.
Alright. Because I don't really think he's coming back at this point.
I do. It's just eventually.
I mean, I hope so, but like... For his sake, because he's an amazing composer,
So he did Canvas Falls and stuff like that, right?
And Sky Citadel, both versions that were newer.
Yeah, this Canvas Falls is like comparable to like some of Copeland's work. It's fantastic.
I would honestly say that I prefer it to a lot of Copeland's work.
Yeah.
Canvas Falls is like one of my all-time favorite tracks. Spyro related or not, like,
it's like
Copeland or
way
not,
better.
as far as that kind of stuff concerned. Like, it's just a banger of a track. It's just fantastic.
I have it in my playlist that I listen to during school, so I think. Actually, that has a bunch of unused Myths Awakens tracks in it too, like on Industrial Barons and like the Canvas Falls reference track and a bunch of unused stuff.
I also like the track because it's not like entirely Spyro. I mean, it uses Spyro instruments and stuff in it, but like it has a lot of new instruments added onto it, so it doesn't just feel like another Spyro song using the sound font collection.
Load up the other one.
I still think though my Rusty Barons track is like one of the best things that I've ever done.
It was really good
Spyro
track.
related and
Especially with that organ melody, am I right?
that was.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean feel free to take credit for that. That's still an amazing melody.
Oh, thanks.
And we kind of like put our brains together, I guess, because that was partially my like the ending of it was kind of mine.
Yeah, you made that sound really good. I thought what I had was kind of crap, but you took it and did something cool with it.
Well, yeah, no, you get credit for that track too. It's really cool though.
Can you post a track anywhere? Or is it...
Actually, I ended up having it posted on the Spyro Things, like Copeland. It's a YouTube channel.
What's the track called again?
Yeah, I'll just look it up.
Okay.
I'll just send the link. Oh, should I just do it in music request?
Yeah.
I'll just play eventually. Oh, you have to do like.
I can't wait to see Into the Spider-Verse on Monday. The movie's gonna be great.
Ha. Wait, how is it 10 o'clock? What the heck?
Oh, it is.
My clock is like 3 hours behind.
I didn't realize what time it was. I thought it was late, or not later, but earlier on in the day.
Oh yeah, I've heard your Rusty Riddles track.
Oh yeah, have you?
Yeah, I heard. I think it was in one of the music channels the year before.
Probably. I still think it's one of my best pieces of work to this day.
It reminds me of Hurricane a bit.
That's why I like it a lot.
That was the style that I was going for, especially because that's kind of what I got, like the vibe that I got from Rusty Barons, even though that wasn't at all what it was like. Yeah. If anything, it was more like Twilight Harbor, or whatever the red one is. Spyro 1.
Oh yeah, once it had been textures and lit, or once it would have been textured and lit, like it would have been more like Twilight Harbor kind of vibe.
I like the sound used at around around 50. For I don't exactly find it.
Yeah.
It sounded like the sound paused the game in Spyro 1.
Oh yeah, because it is.
What?
Oh, it
Am I
is?
missing?
Yeah, I literally used sounds from actual Spyro 1 in it.
What the
I
hell?
know that. Sounds good. Or it sounds
Thanks.
good with the music.
I'm missing a single relic. What is this bullshit?
Isn't there only one relic in the level?
There's a base that you missed.
Oh, god damn it.
It's over by the
Not. I keep confusing relics and what's the like
Essence?
the word things? Essence.
Into the Spider-Verse, I was kind of scared that the movie was going to be like they kind of, I wouldn't say paid reviews, but like the whole thing with the Rotten Tomatoes thing. I thought it was just like they kind of like overhyped the movie kind of thing. But I've actually been seeing like legitimate reviews from people that like I trust that like review movies and stuff, and they're actually it's legitimately like an amazing movie from what I've heard, which I'm really excited for. So I'm watching that on Monday for my birthday. And just the like the art style of the movie is enough to get me to watch it, to be honest.
Oh my god. The same fucking relic right there every time. It's always the one I miss.
Yeah, no. I really can't wait to see how the like what you do with my track though. I'm really excited to see how that turns out.
Fuck. Let me read chat for a second. I haven't kept up with anything that's been happening. Just trying to be a show off. I'm interested, more concerned about your decision to move away music from something Copelandy. Why do you find this necessary? Okay, so it has nothing to do with Activision or whatever. Like, they don't own the style, and like anybody can make music in like the Spyro style. I just don't want to just blatantly copy the Spyro style. I want our own music to be our own music. Because that was always the thing with the soundtrack, even with Spyro Awaken, is I didn't want to just feel like knockoff tracks from like Spyro 2 or 3 or even Spyro 1 in particular, because that's supposed to be what everybody goes for. It's like, I wanted it to be, you know, its own thing. And now that it is its completely own thing, like, music is definitely going to be, like, all the Spyro sounding instruments and, like, sound fonts and stuff are going to get flipped away. I still want to keep within the style of like stuff like we did like Kim's Falls and like some stuff like Sky Citadel, but it's just something I want to do. I don't want to just use the same kind of sound that they're using.
Wait, what? Spider music is about poverty? I'm so
Poverty and Jesus.
I'm really confused.
I'm not even caught up with the chat, so no, guys, I have no idea what you guys are talking about right now.
I don't either.
don't wanna know.
I'm caught up with it. I don't have any idea what's going on.
Like, yeah, it was a Spyro fan game, but the thing is, it's no longer, and it can't ever be, so it's like, this is our own thing now, and I've already been trying to make sure that as a Spyro game, it is set apart in certain ways, so it's like, now I'm gonna go full, like, blast on that kind of stuff. Like, it's still gonna be very much, you know, inspired by Spyro, but at the same time, there's stuff I want to do that's different, so you don't just end up with a fucking Spyro clone. I don't know, it's like, it would just be lazy to just use Copeland style or whatever, in my opinion. It would just be really, really lazy. That's why we tried not to in the first place.
I mean, my style, since I made music
To the origin store over my dead bodies, can you tell me that?
I mean, my music is starting to become more like Copeland style because that's pretty much what I've done for the past year or so. Mostly Copeland style stuff and not a lot of not Copeland style. So that's just become what my style is kind of morphed into. But it's not just Copeland, it's like my own stuff too. I don't just make Spyro music, I make a whole bunch of other stuff, so. Although I do hope Netrum comes back, because a lot of the stuff he made was amazing, and I'd love to see him make his own genre. Like his own
This
style.
is the thing too about Netrum coming back, is like, I have all the time in the world for Netrum to come back. He could come back, like, next year or something, and I would still be like, yep, that's cool. Because, like, music is separate from, like, everything else in terms of, like, how the game gets put together, for the most part. So, like, he can come in at any point in time and put together tracks. I could just use placeholder ones until then.
I can just make them until then.
Like, it's not a big deal to wait on Netrum to come back. He's got his own stuff he's busy with now, so I will wait until he's ready. Collector's edition of Zera Awaken, $0. You probably want it to be a collector's edition kind of thing. I don't even know that we're ever gonna sell this, so just FYI. Probably always gonna be free, most likely. So, and if it wasn't, it would be. I can't imagine charging like full $60 or something for a game like this. Like,
15?
huh?
15?
Yeah, I've always thought, like, if I was gonna sell this for some reason, it'd be like, I'd have to discuss it with the team and determine, like, what, like, everybody thinks about that, and then what, like, the split profits would be, and then, like, all that kind of shit. And also, we'd just settle on a price, and I wouldn't want to sell it for, like, you know, $60 or something. Like, that's crazy. I wouldn't even sell it for 40. It'd be, like, in my opinion, like, 15 or 20 tops. And I don't like that special edition bullshit. I'm not a fan of like weird exclusivity things
Zera
like that.
season pass.
They cost of money.
Get access to exclusive skin.
Everything in the game,
colors.
or it's not part of the game. That's how I look at it.
Pay $5 for a skin that
single
changes the
flat
character
fee.
to be blue.
Okay, Activision. Or EA, I mean.
I don't know. Have you seen that DLC for Nitro Kart Racing?
Oh yeah.
Or is it Crash Team Racing? Either way. They have a $20 DLC for some character skins and a character.
Oh my. Well, so we because we're gonna go into the microtransaction route too.
By the way, Cinder, I've been meaning to talk to you regarding, you know, certain things we're doing.
Oh, the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get.
Both of the things actually, because we could definitely work on the first side thing.
Yeah, I need to get back on that soon.
That one would be easier than the other newer side thing, simply because we already know how to do the other one for the most part.
Let's see.
Just need to be like its
Now
own mode.
Now I need to figure out which thing we're talking about here.
I'm being purposefully vague to anybody wondering on stream because there's some other cool stuff going on.
Is this either the things? Is this one of the things you showed to? Me
Yeah,
and
I've showed you guys some of this. Like a few people listening to it. Like,
is it the
Nope. Nope. Shut your mouth.
No, I'm gonna DM it to you. I should DM you. Maybe you can see it on it.
I have one for the specific size. So
Did you DM me yet?
What? I DM'd you. Yeah.
I mean, there's that one, but I'm talking about the other one.
Oh,
sorry, I've been scrambling around trying to find something. We gonna talk about that tonight, or?
We don't have to. We could talk about it whenever.
Okay, I found it.
Who pinged me?
it might have been me.
Scrambling around trying to look for. What is this?
I leave the slow mode on, Ratchet, because every time I don't, everybody spams it. There's a reason the slow mode is on, because everybody's chat posts like just constantly in a music request otherwise.
10-minute.
Pick your songs wisely, essentially.
Except for me.
I'm trying to find where the heck it was. Cause like, you said something about this a while ago, and I'm trying to figure out where the heck it is. Rip, I can't find it.
I mean, just logically deduce it. Like, there's only a couple of things it could possibly be.
I can't remember what the other thing was. That's the thing.
Literally just what the other thing was, but without a certain part of it. Literally just like the main game, though.
Main game.
Like,
It's fine.
Oh jeez.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's the same
Okay.
with the other one.
No, I
but
don't-
just part of the
I-
regular game, sort of. Its own kind of mode, kind of thing.
I was blanking on that completely. I don't...
Rip my fucking eyes. Rip.
Oh, I know why I wasn't working on that thing, because I know that
I know you stopped working on it for a bit.
I just pulled it up, and now I've immediately found the reason why I stopped working on it. God damn. particular person's dealt with.
Yeah, I know.
You remember there was one part I was particularly unhappy about and said I was gonna try and redo.
I don't.
Trying to redo that now, and I'm just like, I have no clue how to do this.
Hello.
Hey, Max.
Well,
Damn it.
Welcome back, Max.
Hey.
Hey, Max.
Are you still want to play whatever?
What?
What?
Emily.
Wait, talking about Parsec?
What are you talking about? I'll try to fuck that.
We wanted to play Parsec earlier.
Who? What? Parsec? What?
It's like it's this thing where you can.
I know what Parsec is. I'm saying what game. Who?
I don't know.
it.
Whatever Emily wanted to, I guess.
We haven't
I've had
decided
such
yet.
awful problems with Parsec. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10.
What is Parsec?
It's like team viewer, sort of. I guess is a way of looking at Parsec. It's mainly
it's
for
just
like games and stuff. It's just so much lag. I don't understand how.
Oh, is that
anyone
what
ever-
you and Frank were using?
Yeah, we tried and it didn't work.
What?
Well. Zeth tried it too and it was just awful.
Mixer works better in. Well, it only allows for one person to connect.
There we go.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm just dicking around at this point. My
When aren't
arms-
you?
I'm like... maybe I should wind down the stream. I was tempted to like play another game, like emulate something, but I don't know if I want to.
Alright, Emily, you should see like a notification to connect or something like that.
Oh yeah, I saw it pop up. I just don't have a game right. Like, I don't know which game.
I'll literally play anything you pick.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Like, huh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks to everybody who tuned in and watched.
Oh, hype stream people.
Oh yeah, that's streaming.
And bye.
Yes, and goodbye.
Have a nice
Hello,
night,
stream
everyone.
people.
Hopefully this update will be out soon with the full finished time trial and shit. So
Hell
stay
yeah.
tuned. Peace.
Be sure to unsubscribe.
What were you gonna say, Emily?
Be sure to unsubscribe.
Be sure
Yeah.
to unsubscribe.
And smash that dislike button. Peace out.